Well, speaking of the flame, extreme heat has uncovered lost villages, ancient ruins, and shipwrecks.
Good segue,
So
man. I didn't even mean to set you up. It just happened.
I was just reading the headline off my Safari tab and went into it. Um, so yeah, apparently there has been excessive drought, and apparently melting glaciers that has caused a lot of the water levels to lower in different places, exposing some really cool relics from the past. And this article just kind of goes through all of them. So one of the first ones is on in Italy's River Po.
River Po.
It's the longest river in Italy. They have wreckage of World War II ships, which are pretty cool to look at here.
Dude, imagine the water rising and then you make a rope swing, and then you go and swing out and you do a cool backflip, and then you just land on your back on the edge of that rusted, sharded steel ship and just fucked.
Broken for the rest of your life from that.
Dude, it would be so bad. I mean, it's right there in the river. All you got to do is just like
right there on the river bank, basically.
Yeah, man. All you got to do is all I'm saying is you got
this thing couldn't have been that far underwater, huh?
How to its lowest level in 70 years? How low did it go? I mean, I guess we can look at the shoreline. They have shrubbery right there that was growing. It wasn't underwater, so it went up to the end of that dirt right there.
Yeah, they act like this thing was like super deep or something.
Maybe, I'm no botanist, but it just appears, or maybe all that shrubbery grew, because that's just nothing but some bushes and grass. And if it's got a lot of water, I don't know.
Yeah, it just doesn't look like it dropped that much. But anyway, yeah.
And what's this fresh thing on the left side of the boat? Can I zoom in?
I don't know, man. I think these are
dang. Damn. Look how clear that picture is.
Looks like trash bags.
Trash bags and a water bottle up there. Like somebody had been using it, like a homeless guy. A fucking homeless guy's been living in this.
Bro, they fucking infect everywhere, bro. River Po with the Po people in Italy.
Yeah, that's where the Po people live. Okay, that joke has probably been said a million times. All right, so World War II era wreckage as a German tank and cargo ships. Wow, dude. So it sank in the river. That's crazy. What happened? Was there a big bomb? Was there a big fight right there? We should look into a potential World War II war on the River Po.
Yeah, we should do a whole episode just on the River Po and the battles that occurred on it.
Dude.
Also hidden in the same area were in the River Tiber, unveiled a bridge that was thought to have been built during Emperor Nero's rule.
What bridge? Is this just the rubble of rock right here?
Yeah, that's apparently used to be a bridge.
I mean, that's it? Is this like the foundation?
Yeah, I guess this is, I don't know, dude. Once again, how far did this water drop? Like how deep was this? Should it have been that deep? They act like they didn't know it was there.
Look at those beautiful birds. Yeah, I mean,
look at all those trees right there.
Okay, well, it's hard to tell where the shoreline.
I don't get, like, this is an alarmist sounding article.
Yeah.
This shit doesn't seem like it dropped that far.
Yeah, I mean, there's like a sidewalk and graffiti right there.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Maybe it's really really impressive looking if we were to see the picture of it all underwater and then this right next to it, right? Like maybe if we could see it before and after, that would be helpful.
Yeah. Where's the before? It'd be like Google Maps. We'd have to go back to like whenever.
I don't know if you can go back in time like that on Google Maps.
I should have deep dived all of that and got it ready.
I know.
A Spanish ghost village also. Now, this must have been super sunk. This doesn't look like it's been sunk.
Like well, this was a reservoir, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah, they intentionally flooded it to make a reservoir. What's this? Acerado, a village near Spain's border with Portugal, was flooded in 1992 to make room for the Alto Lindoso Reservoir. In February, 30 years later, drought re-exposed the small town. Soon, tourists began fucking at the place frozen and flocking to see a place frozen in time. Scientists expect Galicia to continue suffering from extreme dry spells. Quote, rainfall and drought patterns are always more complex, more difficult to predict scientifically. That's true. All you got to do is watch my weather guy. I sold that.
Blaming on climate change. Yeah, you did. That was.
You knew I was
tell.
joking.
I could tell from the change of the tone of voice and the delivery of it. I could tell you were joking. Good job.
Good.
Thanks, you're getting better at this comedy thing.
Okay, so yeah, they just flooded this old town to make a reservoir, dude. You know how many things probably could have been excavated there and put in a natural museum of Portugal?
I mean, this was a town that they flooded in 92, so it's not like it's some ancient city or something like that.
Look at this thing, man. It's like clay houses. You don't think that's old?
Nah, dude, I don't know. I don't think it's that old. I think it's just the architecture of the area.
Okay, my bad.
Maybe it really is old, but it seems like they wouldn't flood like an ancient town.
Maybe that's
in 92.
Being an ignorant Westerner, just seeing like clay houses and assuming it's ancient. It's like, no, that's just poor people. Like, damn.
Yeah, it's like the favelas or some shit. And
yeah, my bad. Hey, much love, dude. I grew up in a trailer, so I can.
Hey, I did too.
Really?
Double wide, baby.
My double wide trailer.
Grim Discoveries.
I thought that was an obelisk. It's a boat.
It's a boat. I did too at first when I first saw it.
It's a boat with its butt end buried in what looks like super hard.
Lake Mead, that shit does look pretty extreme at Lake Mead.
Dude, this ancient power boat right here. That thing's got to be at least 2,000 years old. Look, this old anchor, dude. Yeah, so basically.
They also found a body in a drum.
What?
Yeah, you didn't read that? They found a body in a drum.
Sure I did, but why don't I remember that? I think they skimmed over it. I'm having a vague memory.
Yeah, I saw some other pictures of Lake Mead. That shit does look pretty extreme. I mean, look, it's pretty significant.
Like Travis and Austin started to really go down when I moved there. Big spot.
Really?
It was real big lake, and I don't know where it is now. So this is Lake Mead, the reservoir at the iconic Hoover Dam. Gosh dang, has shrunk to a fraction of its former self. What was that explosion at the Hoover Dam? Some weird stuff happened recently. The Hoover Dam, isn't some weird stuff in the Hoover Dam?
No, it's just
Hoover Dam was
generators.
Like below the Hoover Dam.
Maybe so, possibly. Maybe in this maybe in Lake Mead. You ever been to the Hoover Dam? It's a pretty impressive sight.
When I was a youngling.
Me too. I was a young one.
Visitors.
But yeah, they found a body. Let's see. Human remains discovered at the site include a body in a barrel, according to the U.S. National Park Service. The cause of death is under investigation. Obviously, it's a murder. Obviously.
So, do you think they put a live body in a barrel and then threw the barrel over the side?
It's probably a dead body, and they threw the barrel over the side and hoped it would sink to the bottom of Lake Mead. No one would ever find it.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna murder somebody, right? Wouldn't a sick mind put him in a barrel alive?
I mean, that's a really brutal way to make someone go, though. Can you imagine being stuffed in a barrel where you couldn't move your arms or legs or anything and thrown underwater? Like that is,
dude.
That's got to be one of the worst ways to go, right?
Have you not watched Breaking Bad? Have you not watched Ozark? Have you not watched Game of Thrones?
Yeah,
people in power who got fucked too many times by nothing people. They make examples. You know what I mean?
Sure.
So it's not out of the realm of possibility that somebody said, you know what?
That's not even making an example, because the only person that knows that, I mean, like you and I are sitting here discussing whether this dead person in a barrel was alive or dead when they were thrown in there. It doesn't fucking matter. Like, it's horrific either way, but you're not really making like you're making an example. Like when you like cut someone's arms and legs and head off, and you like staple it to the fucking roof of your enemy's house or something like that. That's an example. But
Well, Nacho in Better Call Saul just beat a guy up in the back to make an example. He didn't go that far. Maybe the drug lord who murdered this person took one of his grunts out with his right hand guy and made an example to let him know what happens when you
I can
don't
see that.
bring Poppy, So he made
Yeah,
an
we're
example
gonna
out of
stuff this motherfucker in a barrel. I'm gonna hear him scream as he sinks to the bottom of the
yeah.
of Lake Mead. Man, it's such a horrific way to go.
Yeah. Anyway,
Fuck that.
well, that took a turn. Sorry,
Yeah.
guys. What else did they find? Shackleton's wreckage. Wow, I did that with a girl recently, and let me tell you, I'm not the kinky type. Anyway, I should have sold it. Let me tell
Yeah,
you.
I get it. I get it.
Okay. The exact whereabouts of the famous explorer's ship, Ernest Shackleton, his ship Endurance, was long unknown. It had been trapped and crushed by thick Antarctic sea ice in 915th. That was one that sank on the search for the Northwest Passage. I read a book called The Man Who Ate His Boots, The Search for the Northwest Passage. It was all about Admiral Byrd and then the other big name when they were trying to find the Northwest Passage. But as I'm getting deeper into the world these days, I realized there was actually a search for the
Hollow Earth.
That's why they were trying to go up to the top. Okay. And the big icebergs, they would talk about their experience because it was like Admiral Byrd's journal. There's a second guy. So they would go out to check the land they landed on just to go look. They land somewhere, they got to go look. But it's so bad that if you lose sight of the ship, you won't find your way back and you'll die super soon. So guys would die and they would find their bodies. And one guy was eating his boots. He survived by eating his boots, like one of the survivors.
Just eating the leather off his boots. That's gross.
And then you also had to not get stuck between ice sheets because they would just close in and slowly crush your boat. There's nothing that could happen. So it was really dangerous for them to trek deep in some areas. They had to be wary of tides and when all this stuff is going to close in. And there was like accounts of one boat closing in and everybody had to get off it onto the other boat and a big clusterfuck. It's very limited exploration. And it was all just to save money transporting pepper across the world. Like, why would you even want to if you found the passage, what then? You start shipping stuff through crushed up icebergs that take all your stuff. It doesn't make any sense, really, just to ship pepper and silk. And they must have been looking for something at the pole, man.
They were looking for Hollow Earth. They found it.
Yeah, so this is a ship, regardless of all that, this is a ship found from what is the search for the Northwest Passage.
Still looks very neat.
It had been trapped and crushed by thick Antarctic sea ice in 1915. Their 35-day mission was tough. The team had to navigate choppy waters and still quite a bit of frozen hazards despite ice extent being below average. Using an autonomous vehicle, the wreck was found more than 3,000 meters underwater. Wow, dude. Imagine having been on that boat. And like you didn't get shot or nothing. You're not also dying while it sinks. It's like you're totally alive. Sinking. And you're fucked, and it's so goddamn cold, and you just want to go home.
I think you hypothermia first, and then and then you're fucked,
dude. What a terrible way.
Horrific. Then they found this garden in at a historic home in central England. So apparently, the way this worked, the ornate landscape was grassed over, and because the new lawn has shorter roots, it burns more quickly.
Whoa.
So even though this was all grown over because of how hot it was and the drought, it revealed these really cool ornate patterns. From what year did they say? 1699. pretty wild.
It looks awesome.
Yeah, it's very
This reminds me of something.
a video game.
Um, false. Okay. I saw
What?
this thing floating around the internet today about the Devil's Tower in Wyoming was recently discovered to have a large root system below it, as if it
Oh
was a
yeah, that
massive
big
tree. But I think it's bullshit.
that rock face. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
That people always think is the trunk of a tree.
yeah, um, yeah. So that's what this reminded me of. But this is pretty cool.
No, that's legit.
Yeah,
Um,
I want a
Mhm.
cake like that. I want that on. I want that printed on, and I want my cake the shape of it. I don't want it perfectly rectangle. I want it proportionally, a bigger rectangle on the other side, like it does. I want that on top of that edible sheet.
Just scale to the right size, right?
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about on cakes. Whenever they print the image, I want this.
Okay.
For my 80th birthday, I want
Chatsworth House Garden is what you want.
That's what I'm gonna start doing for my birthday.
It's such a specific request. I want the Chatsworth House Garden printed on my next birthday cake. What the fuck are you talking about? Just such a specific request, and just show them this, picture, and they're like, what? Okay. It's like it'll have like dead looking garden. It's fucking dumb,
dude. Fuck yeah, dude. Every year for my birthday, I think I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna get a cake for myself with the cool ass picture on it.
Super obscure though.
just something cool, man. That's gonna be awesome.
Anything else in here that was worth a shit to look at? Yeah, two more things. They had the
old city of Iraq, the Kemoon site excavations in Iraq from 1550 to 1350 BC during the Bronze Age. It doesn't look like much. The picture, it's like some rubble. It's like a stony part of the beach.
Bloomberg kicked me off their fucking site, so I have to read off of this.
Dang it. Okay,
it's from the money.
The Mitanni Empire. Along the Tigris River. The research team found ceramic vessels reportedly containing more than 100 cuneiform tablets.
And it was all underwater. All underwater.
Yeah. Interesting. The discovery could provide more details about the end of the Mitanni period city and the start of Assyrian rule in the region. Quote, it is close to a miracle that cuneiform tablets made of unfired clay survived so many decades underwater, said University of Tübingen professor Peter Falsner. So that's pretty sweet. Do more cuneiform tablets. Transcribe them and tell us what they fucking said. Don't put them away for 80 years. Let's know what the ancients said.
The ancient societies that actually have more advanced technology than ours.
It's going to be the cuneiform tablets. Some of them actually transcribed to being just ledgers, accounts of bartering and legal stuff. So
normal boring shit that you'd find in our
if it's not aliens making humans in the Amazon and some guy. I'm listening to Underworld by Graham Hancock right now, and I'm the audiobook. It's real hard to pay attention, but he's talking about
that type of book you have to read.
Yeah.
And you go at your own pace and process things.
Exactly. Yeah, but he's talking about the ancient flood myths, Gilgamesh, and who the Babylonian was, and it was Asudru, and he met with one of the gods, and the gods had favor and told him to build a boat. A flood's coming, and 3 of the sites in Egypt, Eridu, Shapuru, and another one, Sapuru. Sapuru is where they buried the tablets, where the god buried the tablets that had information on how to reboot humanity. This is the Babylonian Sumerian version. How to reboot humanity. And those tablets, after the flood seceded, this is all from the story from their tablets that we have. After the flood receded, they went back to Sapporo to dig up the tablets and reboot humanity. And Sapporo is a real city, and it wasn't flooded at the Younger Dryas impact of 12,600 years ago. There's
Mm-hmm.
another one 4 to 5,000 years ago that might have been a little bit more gradual, called the Phalangian transgression, where the water flooded up and then it receded because there's like 3 meters of clay that something. But these cities were real cuneiform tablets. It could either be ledgers, boring ledgers, or
Or
it could be some real interesting stuff.
how to restart humanity.
Yeah, it could be the Mitanni period city of the Assyrian rules version of that same myth, and it would only add to the fact that, hey, there was this flood.
But this was a couple thousand years after that.
Yeah, it's the only problem. It's a different flood, the Phalandrian transgression. This could be part of that. No, it's not, but who knows where this fits into that whole picture. But yeah, and then one
Interesting.
more,
Cuneiform tablets.
hunting
And
relics.
hunting relics from
Yeah,
Icelandic folks.
yeah. So that's good for that article.
It's pretty cool. But on an extreme contrast to that, the following article we're going to talk about is